everyone. This is Tommi Vincent, your host of In Her Words podcast. And today, joining me at the table, we have Alvina Alston, and she is the CEO of More Media Hits. Girl, welcome to the table.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. It's truly an honor to be here. I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much.
Well, listen, you know what? You have this story that you tell in regards to how you got involved in sports. And I think it's an amazing story and an important aspect to share, because sometimes purpose finds you and you don't find your purpose. So you talk about how you didn't, you give an analogy of how much you knew about sports and how much you didn't know about sports. And I think it's so powerful because everything doesn't have to look perfect in order for you to step into the calling. Can you talk about that?
Yes. In 2012, I was at Fox Business Channel. I had a good job. I was a mom of 3 small children. I particularly didn't really have a pure interest in sports growing up. Although I was a track runner, I ran track in high school. It's just I always saw myself as the next Katie Couric, the next Barbara Walters. Growing up in the projects, TV was very important. I don't care what was going on in TV or what was going on in the projects. Once our favorite TV shows came on, everybody split, stopped what they were doing, and I saw then that TV had a purpose. So I was on a mission at a young age to work in TV. However, when I was a baby, I was born with a blockage in my throat. The doctors told my mom that I would never speak, and when I would speak, if I would speak, I would have a problem. So they told my mom that we're going to cut her from ear to ear, but she'll have a scar, but it's necessary for her to speak well. My mom stepped out on faith and she said, nope, I'm not going to do it. Today, I still have that growth, but you see, Tommi, all I do is talk. I talk so much, I started to do it, for a living. So lo and behold, in 2012, I was blessed to meet one of the star linebackers on my local local professional football team. He was a star. He came on to play. They came on to interviews, and I noticed something that really bothered me. I noticed that even though he was a star player, he did not have a team behind him to help him advance his goals. So I would put him on TV, and he had a dream. He's like, you know what? I want to go to Super Bowl this year, and even though I'm retiring, I would love to host and be on air. I said, you know what? I'm going to help you do that. I didn't know how it was going to happen. One thing I didn't know sports, but I do know TV. It was a passion. Yeah. Lo and behold, we went to Super Bowl. He ended up being on the front lines of Super Bowl, and I don't take credit for it. It was God. We did so many interviews. I helped with media training, and like they say, the rest is history. But Tommi, it was a Jonah in the well moment. Even though I had this gift, I had fear to go out and pursue my passion. But as we know, with the Holy Spirit, He's going to open the door. He's going to force you to do what we should do. When I say force, I don't mean that God nudges us and makes us do it. What happens is He will make us uncomfortable until we are walking in our mission. What happened was my job, one of the top networks, the top network in the world, said they were having layoffs. And layoffs, we had never had layoffs. All 60 people in my department was getting laid off. I just came back. Whole department. I had just come back from a high from Super Bowl, and that was confirmation that I could do it. I didn't even know football. I went out and bought a book about the Dummies for Dummies books.
Yeah, the dummy.
I bought the 4 Dummies books on NFL and just to read about basic concepts. Like I said, I didn't know end zone from auto zone. I didn't know anything about sports, so I had to read up on it so I would at least know something. But lo and behold, I went back Monday after this high of being a Super Bowl to my boss saying, Alvina, they're laying off everyone. This had never happened in the history of this network. And I knew it was my fault. I'm going to tell you why it was my fault. Because I knew this was something that I should be doing. I had fear to do it. I was good at it. I was helping athletes. And I would go to the bathroom and lock the door. And that was my office. I would lock the door and I would make phone calls. But I was afraid. I was afraid because I had a job. I had 3 kids. They were small. And I said, I'm not going to do this full time. I'm just going to work at my job, be comfortable, and do this on the side. But that wasn't God's plan. He pushed me out into it. like, I'm so blessed, and the rest, like they say, is history.
So you stepped out into this calling, and you've transcended the realm of the National Football League, and you work in various sports, which, is the platform of this podcast, creating space and a table where women in sports, the wide world of sports, have an opportunity to share the microphone so we could pull the curtain back, and so people can really see how women are really impacting the landscape of sports. So talk about the different sports where you represent different athletes and the work that they're doing.
Yeah, so I started out with NFL, working with the NFL players in tandem. I stepped into boxing. Mind you, I can't even watch a boxing match. If I'm in the front row, when I was watching it, I would turn my head. Everyone knows that I could not watch it. It was just too much for me, and I would scream. You would hear me screaming through the matches. So I've been blessed to work in the NFL and boxing, representing some of your top stars in boxing, the NBA as well. Mario Chalmers opened the door for me to represent him in the NBA. So primarily it's been NFL, NBA, and boxing. However, I was blessed in 2016 to go along with a guy by the name of, or several guys in a collaboration of a group who launched the China Athletic Football League in China. So I was able to go to China and launch football, 8 different teams in 2016, and tour 8 different cities with this league. So I had to learn, and I had to learn fast. What happens in our lives is that we feel ourselves that we are not qualified to do these things, but God qualifies us. Because although I didn't know sports, I knew what it takes to make a good story, to build a brand, to be genuine, and to get the message across. And with that formula, I've been able to transcend, no matter if it's football, if it's boxing. It's just one formula to success. And I found in sticking with that, Tommi, that was the key to my success. So I got confidence. Even though I didn't know the sport, I had passion. And passion makes all the difference.
So you're talking about, because even now it's the people that you're representing.
Yes.
Where your passion comes forward and your gifts come into play. So it doesn't matter what sport they're playing. It doesn't matter your knowledge of the sport they're playing, because what you're saying is, and I'm not intending to put words in your mouth, but this is what I'm hearing you say, is that, here these individuals are who have a story to tell. And what your gifting is, you know how to tell the story. You know how to package it all together to ultimately assist them in the brand building that they're looking to accomplish and achieve.
Yes.
So talk about the gift, because some people think that they have disqualifiers. Well, why would I go and look for a job working with the National Football League when I don't know anything about football? You're saying, it's not that you need to know football, you need to know you and what you're able to do. So talk about that.
Thank you. Wow. Drop the mic. Let me talk about that. So come after that, drop the mic. That is so powerful. That's exactly right. See, what happens is in life, we fail because we don't feel that we are enough. We are qualified to be in the room. We are just as qualified to get a seat at the table. What I've learned is the Holy Spirit has taught me and shown me that you don't need a seat at the table. You are the table. And so what that means is that many times, 99% of the time, when I'm in these rooms, no one looks like me. The majority of the time, they think that I am either the athlete's girlfriend, wife, mother. But when they find out I am who I am, it creates sort of an uneasiness with them. But it could also make you uneasy if you are not confident in yourself and who you are. They don't have to look like you. They don't have to speak like you. They don't have to have your same walk. But God put you where you need to be. So that's where your confidence has to come in and say, I can do this. I matter and I belong. For instance, I was at a top network and working there. I've worked at over 14 different news networks, and one boss at one particular network, he walked over to me and said, how did you get here? Because the only photo that I had was a picture of my father on his food stamp card, and I put that in the frame. And I'd never felt ashamed about it until he walked by and he saw my dad's picture with the food stamp on it, because that's the only picture I had of my dad, who had passed. He was found dead in '94 in a house, and he had passed. And that was sort of that clicked in me that said, hey, you have a nation that is riding on your back. You cannot give up. The obstacles will not go away. Sometimes we lack the confidence to do what it is that we really want to do. Because Tommy, like I said, I had that Jonah in the well moment. I did not want to leave. Why? Because people fight in journalism to be at the #1 network and the #1 out of over 200 markets in the world. I technically had made it. See, I had made it. So I had comfort. But what? Comfort is the enemy of success. No one in my family owned a business. No one in my family owned a home. Those were generational habits that I wanted to break. I thought I was going to be the next Barbara Walters, but in doing so, I was not impacting lives. My job, yes, is to be a publicist. And as you see, I have 2 of my guys here with me today. I'm a brand builder. However, my job is really encouraging. The majority of my job in sports is being an encourager, uplifter, helping them with contracts, simple day-to-day things that many of these guys don't have, because a lot of these athletes come from the communities in which I come from. So it's easier for them to relate to someone like me versus someone else because they're dealing with traumas that are hidden. So what God told me was through my own personal traumas that I am a perfect fit for these guys. It's like a puzzle that's perfectly locked in that I am able to give them. Yes, they may be 6'7" and 350 pounds. They may be the #1 puncher in the world. I told them, you know what? You guys catch the balls on the field and knock them out. I catch the balls off the field and I knock them out. Because let me tell you something. I am here to stay and I'm tough and I'm built to last.
Talk that talk, girl. Talk that talk.
I am built to last because it's a passion. If you don't have that passion and that 42, you will not make it. Because don't get it twisted. They don't want me here in sports. Let's be transparent here. If you look around this room, the people that are behind the mic do not look like you. So I salute you for what you're doing. And that could be very intimidating. Look at me, I have a bright pink suit. I look like the female Big Bird, but guess what? I am confident in me. I'm not gonna change who I am. Feathers, pearls, and everything dropping off, hair everywhere. But let me tell you something, I'm confident in me and I'm here to do a good job and I can outthink anybody. They will tell you I make a difference.
You know I know.
Oh, do I? Because you are the reason I'm able to do it. You are one of the biggest reasons why, full transparency, you are one of the key reasons for my success in the last 8 years. And my hat goes off to you because not only are you a great talker, you are an excellent listener. Excellent. And you provide solutions. So you are the reasons why I am happy, my family is happy, and I'm able to pour what you put into my cup. Guess what? Those Tommy V words are the exact same words I'm pouring into their cup. They'll tell you the same words. I write them down that I'm able to pour into them. So I thank you for that, and I thank you for this opportunity.
Yes. Well, listen, you know, I'm all about sharing the mic and providing the opportunity for us to have conversations because there's always someone listening who just needs the right word at the right time, and it can change the trajectory of their life. And so I'm so grateful that you took the time to have a conversation with me here today. Now, this segment of our conversation is I'm bringing her to the table with me. And this is your opportunity to give another woman her verbal flowers because you know without her fingerprint on your life, you would not be where you are today.
I would like to give you the flowers. I would like to give you the flowers. The past 8 years, I've had some very difficult top stars on the field that you helped me manage. You helped me shine a light on what I needed to improve. Sometimes these things aren't easy to hear, but they're necessary for growth. Sometimes you don't want to cut those split ends. You don't want to prune those beautiful branches on the tree, but they're necessary for growth. So all of my flowers I give to you because of who you are and the impact that you have, because what you've done for me is you've helped me become a better woman, a better mother, a better CEO of my company. 99% of the guys I work for are men. So to have a tough exterior, yes, but to also be a better listener. So my flowers I dedicate to you because of not just your words, but the example that you live, your testimony in your life, your walk with Christ, your walk with your beautiful husband and your children as a grandmother. You are not only who you say you are, but you're a testament for all of us, an inspiration for all of us, because you are intentional and you are purposeful and you are a giver. I've never met someone who is so selfless with your retreats, your knowledge, your insight, and your access. You're a sharer. You let us come into your world. You're sharing all of your world with us. So to whom much is given, much is required. Not only do I want to give you flowers, but I wish I could give you a whole orchard. It's not enough to say thank you. It's not enough to say thank you. So I thank you for that. Because daily, and I'm not even exaggerating, daily, you reassure me on my purpose and my value and that I'm enough. So I just want to say thank you on this platform. And I just want to say thank you to all of your listeners that you are making a big difference around the world, not just with my lives, but children around the world, your children, your wife, just everyone that you touch. Forget Midas. You are platinum. The Midas touch, girl, the diamond touch. I don't even know what to say about you. So I want to be you when I grow up. No, I say that. Sorry I cried and I'm a mess. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, listeners. It's just, but thank you.
So we don't have to apologize for being who we are.
Okay.
And this is who you are,
okay,
authentically. And I love you for your passion. I love you for everything that you bring to the table always. And, you know, I'm honored to have a sister like you in my life because you are gifted and encouraging. You talked about that in your work that you do with, you know, other people and the different platforms you're working on, and you encourage people and draw them out, you know, letting them know you can do this, you got this, and you've done that for me. And so I truly am grateful and honored to have you at the table. Is there anything that you would like to share with our listening community that you have not had the opportunity to share?
Yes, I just want to impart to let people that they are enough. Transparency is key. I found in my life that the enemy loves secrets, because if you keep secrets and you're ashamed about who you are, then you know what? You don't have people around you that can pray for you. So I'm very transparent with my life, some of the things I've overcome. You know, I lost triplets in 2000. I buried them all within 7 months. And at that time, the doctors told me that I was HIV positive. And then a week later, they said, oh, it was a mistake because my sister passed away from AIDS in 94. I just want people to feel proud of who they are, not to be ashamed. You're like, I've never lived in a house. I grew up in the projects. Who cares? We are not where we come from. We are where we're going. I'm fierce. I'm here on Radio Row. I'm dropping feathers everywhere. Pearls are dropping out of my shoes. And I am stepping. I'm just so blessed and I am so anointed. I am happy. Be who you are. Be who you are and be happy with who you are. You made me feel complete about who I am. I am enough. I don't have to look like anyone else on this floor. We are all unique, and I am here to stay. And this is just the beginning of me, honey. My book will be out. I know that God has me here to empower the world. And I just want to empower the world that be happy and be complete with yourself. You can never be happy until you say, I am complete, and don't conform. Don't put yourself in a box to fit in, fit out. And that's what I realized. I always fit out. I was always, out. But you told me something that was so powerful last week. You remember what you told me? It was bad. I've been saying it to everybody. You said the prophet does not fit into where? His own home. Didn't you tell me that? Woo, child. That blew me up because it's so true. It's so true. And now I'm able to minister to other people and tell the same people the exact same things you told me. So I just want to tell people that fit out, don't fit in. Like, I don't fit in anywhere. And guess what? I'm so happy about it. So I'm going to go and drop some more pink feathers everywhere on Radio Row, and I'm happy.
So where can people find you?
You can find me at More Media Hits. Now, everyone asked me about the science behind the name. I was in the bathroom. Okay, I admit it. I was at Fox News in the bathroom. I locked the door. It was a single-one bathroom on the 6th floor. And I was like, what do I want to name my company? I said, I'm going to name it More Media because I found some of the biggest stars, everyday people. Once they had one interview, it was a drug. They could not wait to get on again. And a hit in TV terms is an interview. So More Media Hits. So more. Everyone wants more and more TV, and a hit is a TV interview. So More Media Hits, that's me. I'm Alvina Alston. And you can find me on Instagram, More Media Hits. You can find me on all of your social media with More Media Hits or Alvina Alston on Facebook. And that's ALSTON.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, Alvina. You know it is always a joy and a pleasure. I'm so grateful that you took the time to come and stay a while with me and join me at the In Her Words table. And you know, you have an open invitation. You are welcome anytime.
Thank you so much, Tommi, for this insightful interview. I really appreciated the chance to share it with your listeners. And if you have a passion to walk out and do sports, do it. Don't let anyone tell you no, that you can do it. So thank you to the Queen. What your listeners may not know is that you and Troy are the first family of the NFL. So let's give them their props. Okay? I just wanted to say that and make the record clear. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Come on and stay a while. Tommi V. Come on and stay